I will never understand when somebody says they did not enjoy the internship. Fair enough, it may not be everybody's favourite film, but I'll be perfectly honest, this is a strong contender for being in my top 15 favourite films, certainly my top 10 comedies. This film is just everything I look for in a comedy. So this was released in 2013. It does not feel like that long ago. Directed by Shawn Levy and written by Vince Vaughn and Jared Stern. It also stars Vince Vaughn as Billy McMahon and Owen Wilson as Nick Campbell. Rose Byrne is also in it. Josh Brener, Josh Gad, quite a few other notable names. And the plot is what really drew me to it. It sounded so exciting. So the description from IMDb: two salesmen whose careers have been torpedoed by the digital age find their way into a coveted internship at Google, where they must compete with a group of young, tech-savvy geniuses for a shot at employment. So this is hilarious. So these kind of middle-aged guys go on an internship at Google. And when they're on this internship, all of the candidates are put into different groups. And obviously they're in a group with 3 or 4 other people, all of whom are, very young, recent college graduates, and they stick out like a sore thumb. And there's a lot of jargon and tech lingo that they just don't understand, and it's very funny. But they also bring something really positive to it as well, and that's experience. So it's all about the, I don't want to say older generation because they're not exactly that old, but all about one generation helping the other generation and vice versa. I also love the fact that it's based on Google, because you get to see these offices, these Google offices, and the sleep pods, and just everything looks so clean and crisp and just so futuristic and so incredible, and it makes me want to go and get an internship at Google. And I would never survive at Google, it's too technological, it wouldn't work for me unless I was just writing something. But visually, it is one of my favourite films. The set designs are incredible. I'm not actually sure if this was ever filmed at Google. I will try and find that information out while I'm rambling on about it. Apparently the unrated version contains more profanity and nudity in the nightclub scene, which I'm pretty sure I didn't watch that one. Filming locations, they filmed at the Georgia Institute of Technology for a very Harry Potter themed moment. I won't spoil it because it was one of my personal highlights. The Screen Gems studio in Atlanta, and I have no indication that they ever filmed anything at Google at all, not even on the exterior. But the film itself is brilliant. I just love the dynamic of the older generation and the newer generation. I love the colour palettes of this film. I love the set designs. I love the narrative development. The tasks that they're giving come across really well on screen. It's mostly goofy, funny, silly, but there is a point where it gets a little bit more serious and you realise why you're on this journey with these characters. So it's great fun, but there is obviously a little bit more to it, as is the case with pretty much every decent film. So when somebody does say the internship is rubbish, I just don't understand it. Because I didn't have high expectations for this, I had high hopes for this. And I think that this actually exceeded my hopes. So I don't even know if it's just people have too high expectations, or maybe they're anti-Google. But personally, I'm reviewing this on YouTube. I love Google, of course I do. Active Chrome user. I like to promote the use of Google Chrome. I loved it, absolutely loved it. The Internship is one of my favourite comedy films, one of my favourite films from 2013. Definitely my favourite Owen Wilson film, and I love seeing him work with Vince Vaughn. They just work so well together. The rest of the cast were great. The film is so bright and colourful and great fun. I can't fault The Internship. If you haven't seen it, maybe make it the next film you see, because it's brilliant.